Hi, I'm George Pino, the CEO of Commercial Brokers International, and I met this fabulous lady at a networking event a few weeks ago, and I thought she had such good information that I thought was so important for so many people from across the board, whether it's property managers, commercial agents, their clients, and of course building owners within California and Los Angeles. And this is of course Marika Erdely?
Erdely.
Okay, want to make sure I said that right. And she's with Green EconoME. She's the CEO of Green EconoME, and she is a company that works with the commercial buildings and make sure that they're in compliance with the energy laws that are in effect that a lot of people actually don't really even know about. So can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Marika, Green EconoME. I'm the CEO and founder of Green EconoME, and we're an energy consulting and construction company. And what I wanted to talk about a little bit was the state of California's new energy disclosure law, AB 802, which is in effect right now for all buildings over 50,000 square feet, commercial and multifamily, and then also the City of LA's law, which is affectionately known as EBW. It has a threshold now of 20,000 square feet, so all buildings in the City of LA over 20,000 square feet need to report their energy and water use to the city.
That's going to be quite a few buildings in Los Angeles, especially multifamily. If it's 17 units and up that fall into that, almost every 17 unit or 18 unit building is going to be above that 20,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yes. The 17 is for all buildings for the 50,000.
Okay.
So that's still a lot of buildings in the
Okay.
state of California. But
Yes.
the City of LA doesn't have a meter threshold, so it's all buildings over 20,000 square feet. It doesn't
Okay.
matter how many meters they have.
Interesting.
It's a
Okay.
lot of buildings.
That's a lot of buildings. That's
Yes.
definitely a lot of buildings. Now, what essentially do these laws, how does it affect an owner?
Well, the whole point of the laws are so building owners have an idea of how their building stands in comparison to other similar use and type buildings. So the Energy Star software that's used gives a rating, an Energy Star rating, and also other ratings within the software of how your building compares to other similar buildings. So it's educational, for one thing.
Okay.
It shows where your building score is. It's 0 to 100. If you're a 30, then you know your building is super inefficient compared to other similar buildings. If it's 75 and above, then maybe you want to have it Energy Star certified, because that's
Okay.
going to mean it's going to receive higher valuation. So it's data that's very valuable, but also gives you an idea of where your building stands in the market.
Okay. What happens if a building owner didn't know about it or didn't hear about it and doesn't do the reporting?
Well, the City of LA does have a fine right now. It's not that much, but phase 2 of the law requires an improvement in your energy efficiency. So you kind of need to do phase 1, which is the benchmarking part, in order to know what to do with phase 2. And the state of California does actually have a very expensive enforcement mechanism when they start enforcing. I don't know if they're going to enforce this year, but it's going to be expensive if you don't.
Okay. I hear it's anywhere from $500 to $2,000 a day that you're not in compliance, so it can add up very quickly.
Per account.
Per account,
yeah,
per building.
So yes, it could be really,
Mhm.
yeah, ching ching. Way more than the report costs.
Yeah, way more than the report could cost. Yes, absolutely. And speaking of which, it's probably not just educational. They probably are looking to maybe better the usage of the properties.
Yeah, so one of the things you'd want to do is if you do have a low score, is you want to increase the net operating income of the property, is to do some retrofits, and LEDs are a no-brainer. And a lot of utilities throughout the state have incentives for that. So, just having that kind of sprucing up of your building makes it look better, because the LED lighting is definitely brighter and more fresh, so your building has a better look about it, plus it's costing you less to operate the building.
Okay. And that brings a key point for me when I do evaluations. We typically use net operating income and capitalization rates for commercial properties, and I would think that by reducing your energy usage, you should reduce costs in theory.
Oh, you definitely will.
And that should affect the value of the property itself. So it may not be immediate gain, where you may have to perhaps put out some money for the actual retrofits, but at the same time, you're going to build equity into the property.
Right, and with an LED retrofit, I can almost guarantee you it's a 20% reduction of your energy bill.
Okay.
by doing an LED retrofit, because most LEDs are more than a 50% reduction in wattage. So it's a no-brainer. It's the minute you do that retrofit, the next month there's savings. It's not
Okay.
like it takes months to happen.
Sure.
It's immediate.
Now, does the city or state have any penalties if you don't lower your usage?
The state right now doesn't. The state is just reporting. But the city actually does. The city
Wow.
of LA does, in the phase 2, require that you make your building more energy efficient and water efficient. And the penalties on that, I don't know, they haven't identified those yet, but there's a real effort to make the city more energy and water efficient.
Well, what happens if maybe an owner wasn't expecting it, didn't know this, and then they really can't afford to make those improvements? Are there anything that can help them?
I think if they look at their utilities website, there are certain programs that offer free lighting or free or incentives for toilets and urinals, all that stuff. So there's money the utilities have. So any building owner should look there first.
What if they wanted to maybe do a really large retrofit? Add solar panels, all kinds of stuff. Is there? I heard something about. I think there's a PACE, exactly.
Yeah, PACE
program.
financing. Yeah, PACE financing
Okay.
is great. So it's a way for a building to take it's got to be at least $500,000 worth of retrofits, but you can put the entire retrofit onto the property taxes of the building as an assessment.
Okay.
So what happens then is your building becomes very efficient. There's no cash out. I mean, you have to pay the cash out first, but then you're refunded by the PACE financing.
Okay.
And it sticks with the property assessment stays with the property. It's kind of like a Mello-Roos.
Okay.
So it could be 10, 20, 30 years.
Until
but-
the amount's paid off.
Right, until it's paid off.
Okay.
But what's great about that is you've got an energy efficient building and you've put no cash out.
Sure, and should affect the value and increase the value as well.
Yes.
'Cause a lot of owners may want to look for that.
Yeah, the NOI
Okay.
definitely goes up, especially if you do everything, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, can anybody just do these reports, or do you have to be a certified, or can an owner just go in and say, hey, here's my report?
Yeah, owners can definitely do the benchmarking reports themselves. Most people don't do them themselves. It's really kind of a difficult thing to do. So that's one
Well,
of
it's
the...
involving the government, I would
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah, it's not, and especially if you're only doing it once a year.
Kind of like, do you want to do your own taxes,
Yeah,
or are you going to
exactly.
hire a professional to do it?
Exactly. Yeah, we've done over
Yeah.
800, I think we're at 870 buildings.
Okay,
So we've done a lot of buildings, and we're an Energy Star partner. Yeah, people can do it, but we get a lot of calls from people saying, I can't, I don't know how to do this. Can you just please take it over from me?
okay. And what's the general cost, let's say, to start a benchmarking report and then the follow-up later?
So the benchmarking report, we charge $800, and if you sign up for 3 years, you get another 10% off.
Okay.
So I think fairly reasonable. And along with that, you get analysis from us, a report that shows where your building is, so you actually understand what the report said.
So this isn't just a one-time report. This is, you have to report every
year.
Every
Both
year.
the state
Okay.
and the city every year. So if you sign up every year, then we have this great report where you can see the baseline of where you
Okay.
were, and so you can see improvements or not.
They announced that there was a 10% increase in jobs for the state and
Yeah.
city. Now I know where part of it came from.
Yep.
So, on the government side.
Yeah.
It sounds to me that, the cost, at least for the benchmarking, and then even on the secondary reports, I mean, $800 versus a $5,000 or $2,000 penalty a day
Right.
from the state is pretty safe investment there to me. It makes perfect sense. So, I think this is really interesting data. I think it's actually going to be good for everybody overall, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening, whether it's zero energy usage buildings to be in effect 2020 for residential, I think,
Yeah.
and 2030 for commercial.
Yes, that's the building code, Title
the
24.
New building code for Title 24.
Yeah.
So, those are going to affect valuations on other buildings as well. And I think you're going to want to, not just be able to look at the actual economics, but also the social aspect. And that plays a big part with a lot of tenants. I understand that some tenants want to be in a building that is green or responsible and want to stay in that way. So
Yeah, I think there's a real push with, I want to say, the millennial population of the Energy Star
Okay.
building.
So you can
Or
also
lead.
probably get a little bit higher rents. Is there any
Yes.
studies on that?
Yes, there are studies. Belma's done
Okay.
a study, CoStar's done studies that shows that Energy Star buildings receive higher rents, higher sale prices, lower occupancy than a standard building.
Sounds like a win-win for
It really
everybody.
is. It really is if people just would focus on it. Yep.
Yep. Well, that's what we're hoping to do here, is to kind of bring you into focus a little bit and
Yeah.
make sure people are aware of it. We're definitely letting all of our clients know. It's something that I think that any good agent should also let all of their clients be aware of what may happen in the future, what's going on, and what's happening, and really to stay informed and to be on top of things so that there are no hidden surprises and you're hit with a penalty in a year saying, I was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have Marika's contact information, but at the same time, once again, if you can tell me your company name,
Green EconoME with an
Right.
E instead of a Y.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's the best way to get a hold of you? Is it the info@greeneconomy.com or?
It would be, you could email me at Marika, MARIKA @greeneconomy.com, or
Okay.
call me, pick up the phone, call me. I'm happy to take any calls, return my calls, 818-681-5750.
Great. Again, thank you, Marika.
Thank you,
I think it was
George.
very informative. I think
Yeah.
our clients are going to love this information.
Great.